Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, good day to you. That's depending where you are. In the world, I'm in London doing the nighttime devotion from the devotional Christ Triumphant. The title today, Angels are limited in what they can do for us. Genesis 19 verse 1. And there came two angels to Sodom at even, and Lot sat in the gate at Sodom. And Lot, seeing them, rose up to meet them, and he bowed himself with his face toward the ground. Lot had been kept with Abraham's household, and he had become so moulded that he had the same courteous spirit that Abraham manifested. These men, the angels, appeared just like other men when they came to Lot, and if a spirit of courtesy had not been cultivated by Lot, and he might have perished with the rest of Sodom. The wickedness of the inhabitants of Sodom was so great that they would have abused the men who brought this message and were entertained by Lot. But angels of God protected Lot from being torn in pieces by the rabble that were outside the door. They smote them with blindness so that they could not find the door. After this exhibition of wickedness, the angels opened to Lot the object of their visit. They told Lot that if he had any sons or daughters in that place, to bring them out of the city. Lot was permitted to go to his relatives and to tell them that the city was to be destroyed and that they must flee from it. But all his entreaties and all his warnings were of no avail to them. They mocked at what they called his superstitious fears. Why? Here was Sodom just as it had been, and there was no evidence in anything in their eyes beheld that led them to think that there was a destruction before them. But the angel, as Lot returned, was in haste and bade them flee out of Sodom. Lot was, as it were, stupefied at the thought that he must go without his property and with only his wife and 2 children with them. The angels laid hold upon them and led them out of the city. As soon as they were out of the city and on their way toward the mountain, the angel said to them, "Flee for your life and tarry not in all the plain." The command was, "Look not behind you." The wife of Lot turned her eyes toward the city, looking for what she had left there. The curse of God came upon her, and she was turned into a pillar of salt. We can see that Lot made a mistake when he made his home in Sodom. Here he lost not only all his possessions, he lost all but 2 of his children. This is a lesson that we should take to heart. There may be some very flattering openings for the children of God, but they must look on every side of the question before deciding. The very first question with every one of us should be, how will it be with my soul? Angels are limited in what they can do for us. So this is focusing on the angels that helped Lot to come out of Sodom. Now, if you remember, I think 2 or 3 evenings ago, we talked about you must be careful where you decide to live. Because, of course, Lot saw that the land was good near Sodom. So he went to that land, decided on that land, and built his home towards Sodom. Unbeknown to himself, Sodom would grow and grow and grow, and he would then become a part of it. The people of Sodom were wicked. And so everyone who dwelt in Sodom were wicked. And when it came to the angels coming to help Lot, all they could do was drag them out and tell them to go, run, and to not look back, of which only Lot and the 2 daughters did. The wife, she looked back because they'd left everything behind. She had left all her belongings behind, and friends and whoever else she left behind. And she looked back, and that was the last thing she saw. Now it says she turned into a pillar of salt. It doesn't say she turned into a salt statue. It just means she turned into a pile of salt. Her body just dematerialized into salt and she went into a pile on the ground. So angels do have powers, but only very limited. Obviously, a whole lot more than we have, but nothing compared to Jesus or to God. They are only given powers to do what it is they are supposed to do. The messengers have the powers to make sure that they can deliver the message and do what it is they're supposed to do. And that is it. They didn't cause the fire and brimstone to rain down from heaven. They were just sent to warn Lot and to get him out. And they did that just in time before the fire rained down from heaven. So the very first question with every one of us should be, how will it be with my soul? Lot made that mistake, living in the land next to Sodom. What mistakes are we making?